Hello everybody and welcome back to Hyper Metroid, and in this we clean up the last gate in Briarstar, make some more progress toward finding Draygon afterward. But yeah, this gate coming up in Briarstar is one where you have to use your speed booster with some of the new project-based mechanics along with it. Well, actually I take that back. I don't think you absolutely have to do that. So maybe there are no gates where you need the use the project-based mechanics. That might just be for items. In which case, I am okay with that. Yeah, something about that room just looks suspicious. Red Briarstar can be very easy to make look suspicious. Just put tiles in places. And fill in the map tile. I don't remember if I actually got that item over there. I think I did, but if I didn't, there's an item over there. It was behind one of those Kuma dudes. So yeah, again, look at that. It's just Red Briarstar. Look at these things. They just look suspicious. It looks like there's items in them. And honestly, if you're just starting out, trying to learn Smile or whatever, I would suggest starting with Red Briarstar as a tile set because it's super easy to work with. I mean, it's hard to mess up blocks. So Green Briarstar and Pink Briarstar, that's another matter. Okay, so in this room, I guess, yeah, you don't technically need to use the project-based mechanics. They'll just go faster if you do end up doing it properly. Unlike this amazing display I'm putting on here. But yeah, so that's okay. I know there's an item behind one of the gates. There's an item behind it. Where you need to do some things. Also, I was curious as to why these doors are open, and that's why it's sort of like so you could speed through that room. So it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, that's literally all there is to it. Those doors are open just so you can get through that room faster. Of course, that also begs the question, why would you put that room in there if you just wanted players to skip it entirely? Like that? Okay, so this one, take it back, this room does require some of the more project-based mechanics to it, so yeah. I guess if you're somewhat decent enough at Shine Sparks, yeah, you could probably get through there, but yeah, and then I stopped like a dingbat because, hooray. But anyway, that is the last gate in Briarstar. There's another in the wreck ship, another in Maridia, or two in Maridia. There's two. I don't think there's two in Maridia. I got two in Maridia already. So there's one in Maridia. Might be two in Norfair, one in the wreck ship. That sounds about right. That sounds good, so we'll go with it. But yeah, like I said, they are not hard to find at all. So that's nice. And had I gone up here and gone around, I would have got another Powerbomb expansion. So there's another Powerbomb expansion sort of in that little ramp room behind more Powerbomb blocks. I don't get it. It's in one of these ramp rooms. So maybe it isn't this top one. I thought it was, but maybe it isn't. Or... yeah, there's... a Powerbomb hiding out there that you can collect for some more ammo. As far as Briarstar's concerned... okay, it's the other ramp room. It's behind some CRE tiles. As far as other items in Briarstar, I am not really sure. I'm not thinking of any more off the top of my head. And yes, Spazer is nice in that it makes these guys, a lot of enemies in general, relatively weak. Well, I shouldn't say weak or whatever, but yeah, there's a reserve tank. Hooray. But yeah, Spazer makes a lot of the enemies pretty simple to handle with your beams now. Yeah, I can't really think of much else in Briarstar. Got all the gates here. And obviously don't collect all the items. In fact, there were some very silly ones I missed. Like that Powerbomb in that one ramp room. Right now, though, like, I'm more focused on finding the gates and beating it, and then, you know, I'll look for 100% later, and all that fun stuff. So, also, if you are just starting out hacking, I definitely do not recommend green Briarstar / pink Briarstar to work with for a tile set. Because red Briarstar is really easy to work with. I don't recommend criteria either. I don't recommend rocky criteria. The sort of bricky purple brick one. You know, like the room before bombs in the original game. That one's pretty simple to work with. Also, yeah, the map. Like, why is this down here? Is this more Metroid 2-ish stuff for some reason? It's like, okay. Not sure what all that was about. I accidentally went back into Sposo's room. But those two tile sets are pretty simple to work with. There's... I guess the wreck ship is simple to work with, but I would not recommend using that tile set just because it's ugly no matter what. But yeah, I would suggest, you know, starting out with those, you kind of get more of a hang for smile and tiles, placements and stuff. Maybe try out some slopes or whatever with those tile sets. That way you're still making something that probably looks somewhat decent. And then as you get more familiar with the program and whatnot, and how you like developing your style of how you do things and whatever, then I would suggest moving on to some of the other stuff, because like I still don't use the Rocket Criteria tile set. I don't use Lower Norfair tile set. I basically use bubbles out of Norfair plus sometimes the rocks, but not like the bricks, the Lower Norfair stuff. I don't use the wreck ship just because it's ugly. I did pull the support structures out for some of their tile sets though. But yeah, there's this tile set. I just don't use it. It's just bleh. I mean, some people are really good with this tile set. They can make it look amazing. I'm not one of those people. I am awful at this tile set. Plus it has those pipes and whatnot, and I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the CRE tiles, even though I do use them quite a bit. I'm not a huge fan of them, and those pipes to me are sort of CRE-like. Also, hooray for stopped momentum. But in the wreck ship, if you remember, there was the one room where it was filled with those speed boost blocks or whatever. That's where I want to go. That is the last gate in the wreck ship, I do believe. You can kind of see that one blue tile on the map. Otherwise, I actually think the wreck ship is complete. I don't think I missed anything in here. And now that I said that, I probably missed like 20 items. But yeah, there's really... And the wreck ship is really small again, so... Which, in a lot of hacks, that's a big plus, just because the wreck ship is nasty looking. Excuse me. But yeah, that's kind of what I mean, you know. The gates aren't difficult to find. Just a little bit of exploration will let you find out where they are, so... Or not let you find out. You'll find them with just a little bit of exploration. Little common sense. It's like, oh hey, there is one blue map tile left in this map. Maybe I should check that. Like, oh hey, there's a gate back here. What do you know? Kinda like that. Also, screw attack does not hurt many Fantoons, so... And yes, I'm going the wrong way for that room. I'm not even paying attention to my minimap. It's like, oh, right. I have to go here first, then I can go up there. So yeah, again, it's really too bad he didn't use these mossy tiles for more of the wreck ship. It just looks so much better. So yeah, you could shine spark up there. I just decided to do that. There is the pathway down, but there is a quicker way down. This gate, I believe, is the only one that actually requires a Powerbomb to activate in the whole hack. Because yeah, I'm looking around curious, because I think it's a missile gate. It doesn't exactly look like a Powerbomb gate to me. So I'm looking around like, wait, how do I? So yeah, I mean, that activated the gate. I was laying the power bomb to actually look and see if it opened a tunnel up somewhere for me to get to the gate somewhere. But no, the power bomb activates it, so I was like, oh, okay. And that's all the gates in here. And then there's the one in Maridia, and then 2 more on the wreck ship. So this is something in the original game. You can do that in the original game. If you speedball, roll off ledge, press and hold up or whatever, it sort of gives you a temporary blue suit. Just lets you fall through the speed boost blocks like that. If you're really good with timing, you could just charge a shine spark normally, press down right on the corner of the ledge. You'll charge a shine spark, but you'll still have a temporary blue suit while you fall as well. So that's another thing you can do. And that's in the original game as well. In fact, if you saw, I believe, the April 2015 McConst update video, where it goes over Temple Runner a little bit, you can kind of see that being used, or something similar to that. Like, there's a lot of speed booster tricks you can do in the original. Not always super useful in the original, but in some hacks, you can do some very interesting things and get some places. Like, I know in Ice Metal Uninstall, I do that to get Screw Attack. And I'm still getting comments on that video because people got to screw attack some other way, which I don't know how. The only way I know how is using that speed boost exploit. But people got to it some other way without speed boost or whatever, and then we're saying they're stuck back there or whatever, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to help you. I did not know there was another way in there. So yeah, I don't know, it's just some hacks, some of the speed booster stuff is useful. So yeah, unfortunately, screw attack and spazer added don't do anything to those guys. This is the part where, you know, the project base physics with speed booster are required. You can sort of charge, and if you press down at the right time, you could probably give yourself a temporary blue suit, fall through the blocks, which is what I was trying to do. But that's not necessarily, that's not actually what you're supposed to be doing. And it's really not that hard to get through that, so. Because in this room, you've got all this land down here. You just charge it up. And then go through like this. And that's all it takes. So, yeah. Also, that's a spike. That plant is a spike, just so you know. I don't know why, just randomly, that one is spiky. But it is. The nice thing about screw attack is these evers, the little shrimpy dudes, are no longer issues. Because you could just run through them. And again, this section requires more project-based speed boost physics. Again, not a huge fan of like unknown tricks and stuff being required to actually beat the game. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. But you know, your average player is not necessarily going to read the README, know all the stuff. Like, no project base, whatever, know that these things are an option with it. So, yeah, for 100%, no issue with stuff like that whatsoever. But for just beating the game, it's not necessarily a great thing. So yes, gate 15. There's an item out there. I'm pretty sure there's an item there. I just didn't really look. I was like, oh, it's a gate. Whatever. But yeah. But that is basically... Also, yes, another speed boost thing. This is basically everything you've got to be doing before Draygon. Because up here, in another interesting pallet room, is a save before a door. This is the save before Draygon, and because my SMV was getting up there, I didn't want to go into another boss fight at that, so I stopped it here. So, thank you for watching. In the next video, we will defeat Draygon, get the last of the gates, and head toward terrain. So, we will see you for that.